I sold over 400 copies of a brand new book during launch, only the first 30 days on Amazon KDP, and it was way simpler than I thought. I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. Now, for anyone that wants proof that I actually did this, here's a screenshot of me actually selling over 400 copies. Here's another screenshot of the exact same book on my phone. So now you have two screenshots to compare. But proof is not really important. The screenshots aren't really important. The real important information is how did I actually do that? So you can do it too. I'm here to actually help you sell a bunch of copies. So how did I do that? Well, it was super simple. It actually took only 3 steps. Now, the first step, I'm actually going to write it underneath. The first step was the funnel. Now, what do I mean by the funnel? Well, the funnel consists of a bunch of different parts. The first one is SEO. So I really focused on SEO. Now, what does this mean? SEO basically just means search engine optimization. This means if someone types something on Amazon and that keyword that they typed on Amazon is inside your book listing, then your book can get indexed for that keyword. Let me show you what I mean. So the whole point of SEO is for your book to get indexed. Now, indexing means if this is the Amazon page and someone searches a keyword here, and the keyword here is how to break up with your boyfriend. So it's a woman or a female or a guy, I don't know, searching for a book on how to break up with their boyfriend. If they type in exactly this, how to break up with your boyfriend, right here, and my book pops up right here, that means if you click on my book, you're going to see this page where it's my book, title, subtitle, buy now button over here, frequently bought together here. You have some reviews and blah, blah, blah. And then you have your description. In your description, there's going to be keywords. If they can find this exact search term, if Amazon can find the exact search term in your description or in your title, basically anywhere where there's text on your page that's associated with your book, so it's your title and subtitle, it's your description. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, but description doesn't index. Okay, go publish books without you putting words in your description. I like to put them in my description and they always help. I've tested it and it still works. And then you can also have your A+ content because you can put some text in your A+ content that can help you index for more keywords. These are the 3 main ones. You're going to have your backend keywords as well, but that's the 7 keyword boxes when you upload your book. So you can also have the 7 backend keywords. Now, I made sure that these 4 text areas were maximizing my SEO. So that means if I had a master keyword list, so I have 15, 20, 30 keywords that I know for a fact people are searching to find my book, I wanted to make sure at least most of them were in my title, subtitle, description, A+ content, and backend keywords. Now, I know what you're asking. You're asking, can I have one keyword? Let's say the keyword is abracadabra. If that's your keyword, doesn't make any sense for this book, but let's just say your keyword is abracadabra. Can I have abracadabra in the title and in the description and in the A+ content and in the backend keywords? Would that give me more power? Absolutely not. All it's going to do is just make sure you index for the book. Indexing basically means you show up in the search results. It doesn't mean you rank really high. It's not the more amount of keywords you have or the more times you have that keyword in your book listing, you're going to show up higher. That has nothing to do with it. The keyword basically just tells Amazon, this keyword is associated with this book because it's in the description. So you can index the book, so you can show it in the search results. You might be on page 5 for abracadabra, but you're still on page 5, you're still showing up. Then afterwards you can figure out the ranking, which is a completely different subject. But anyway, I had 10 to 15, or I think around 20 main keywords, and I sprinkled those keywords in my title and subtitle. So I had 2 keywords in here, then I had another 6 keywords in here, let's say, these are examples. Then in my A+ content I had another 5 keywords, and in my backend I had 7. So if we add it all up, I had 7 and 5, 13, 12, not 13, that's actually 12, and 6, 18, and 2, 20. So I had 20 different keywords that I was indexed for, 100% because of this. So my SEO was on point. I was showing up for the keywords that I wanted to show up, for the relevant keywords that I knew my book was going to sell for. Which means if I was showing up in loads of places, that means my SEO was bringing traffic. Now, traffic is the first thing you need to make sales. If no one is coming onto your book, if no one can even discover your book, no one is buying it. So I had a bunch of traffic because I focused on the SEO and did the SEO correctly. Now, what's the second step of the funnel? Well, the second step of the funnel is your CTR. Now, the main thing that makes up your CTR is your book cover. What did I do with the book cover? I wanted to do this book myself because I wanted to prove to people that what I'm talking about actually works. So I didn't want to pay some other designers or anything. I wanted to do everything myself. Now, here's what I did. I spent around 2 hours a day for around 10 days. So I spent around 20 hours just designing my book cover. Now, I'm not saying you should go out and spend 2 hours a day on your book cover. This is how I managed to launch my book correctly. So I spent around 2 hours a day for 10 days designing my cover. I came up with around 5 different concepts. What do I mean by this? It was 5 different covers. There was different images, different colors, different everything. Like the layout was different, the fonts were different, everything was different. I had 5 different concepts. Out of those 5 concepts, so these are my 5 concepts, what I did is I picked 2 of the best ones. So I took these away. Out of these 2, I tried to make this as best as possible, tried to make this as best as possible. Compared between the 2 and picked 1. And then I had my final concept. Now that I had my concept, this is what took 20 hours. It took me 20 hours just for the concept. Now, why would it take me 20 hours? It's just a book cover. Well, to me, it's not just a book cover. I wanted to use the correct colors. What color is most likely to attract my target audience? I wanted to use the correct fonts. What fonts are the most attractive ones? Now, because I wanted to make sure I was maximizing everything on my cover for the highest click-through rate possible, what I did is I took this final cover and I made 5 different variations of this final cover. So I can have an ultimate boss, an ultimate cover. Now, what did I change with these? I changed the fonts, same concept, same layout and everything, but I changed the fonts, I changed the main image. So let's say if I had a fairy here and it was a blue fairy, and then text here, text here, text here. Then on these ones, I might have a different fairy here. It will still be text over here, but it will be a different fairy. It might be a red fairy. It might be a fairy dancing. It might be just something different. And I wanted to make 5 different variations. This took quite a while, but this was a little bit more fun because I didn't have to think about where to place everything. I was just messing around to see, kind of make it look better. So I changed a bunch of things until eventually I landed on my final cover. And I was 100% confident that this cover was going to work because I put so much time and effort into it. I put so much research, so much effort into one cover. That one cover that I made was because I made a bunch of variations here. And then from these, I picked 2. And then from these, I picked 1. And then from that 1, I perfected it. So these are all the covers I made just to come up with this one. This is what it takes. Well, this is what it took me. If you're a better designer than me, then you're probably going to have an easier time making a better cover. Because I'm not the most amazing designer in the world, but it worked. The cover worked. So I had a book cover, not just a book cover, I had a book cover that I knew was going to work really good. Now, after the book cover, it's important to have a really high CVR, your conversion rate, because here you have traffic, but then you have to direct that traffic to some place. So that traffic can see my book in the search results, but they're not going to click on it unless my book cover is good. But obviously, I spent time on the book cover, so they actually clicked on my book. So my CTR is high. But after they click on my book, it's my responsibility to get them to actually buy the book. And how did I do that? 2 things. A+ content. That's one thing, but there's a second thing that comes afterwards, and that's copywriting. Now, this is probably the step that most publishers skip. They think A+ content is 100% about the design or showing off what's in the book. But it's very, very important that you actually implement copywriting as well. And that's what I did. I actually paid someone, a professional copywriter, to write my copywriting for me. Not because I didn't know how to, but because it's one of the things that I really don't like doing. I don't like writing. I'm more of a creative person. Designing book covers for 20 hours, love it. I put my Bob Marley and some Michael Jackson in the background. I'm working on the book cover, 20 hours, done, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm living life. I'm loving it. But when it's time to actually write, I can't focus if I have music. I don't have any music. I'm always high on caffeine, and that's what I need to actually start writing. And I just don't enjoy writing. So I would much rather pay someone to do it. Now, you might enjoy writing, so you're going to find this awesome, but it's just I don't enjoy writing. So I paid someone to write what's going to be in my A+ content. Now, copywriting is the way that you use words to convince someone to buy. I can't go too in-depth into copywriting, but if you want me to make a copywriting video, just let me know down below. So I designed my A+ content myself because I already designed the book cover. I already had the elements. I could just take that and put it in the A+ content design-wise. And I knew the copywriting was highly effective because I paid someone who actually knows what they're doing. They were really, really, really good at copywriting. So I put these 2 together to make the ultimate A+ content. And that's going to give me the highest conversion rate possible because people trust it based on the copywriting. And then the design is consistent with the book cover. So the whole thing is consistent. So now that I have the funnel ready, I know that my book is actually ready to sell because I have step 1, which is someone searching for my book actually shows up in the search results. Then I have step 2, someone actually clicks on the book because they can't buy it unless they click on it. And then I have step 3, the A+ content is so good that it can convince someone and shows the value of your book, and it actually gets them to buy your book. So they see the book, they click on it, and then they buy. Great. So now I know that my funnel is ready to make sales. So the funnel was complete. I knew that I had a funnel that was ready. What's the second thing? The second thing, which is extremely important, is social proof. Now, here's the thing. There's something different that I do that I don't really see a lot of people talking about. I'm going to tell you something about social proof. So social proof is basically how much does someone trust your book? It's all about trust. And how do you build trust? That's with reviews. Now, reviews, I used to think reviews was really, really hard to get. Reviews is really, really easy. Now, me personally, I only use 2 websites. I use Pobby and I use Get Books Reviews. Don't worry, I'm not affiliated, I'm not sponsored, I'm not convincing you, ooh, click my affiliate link so I can, none of that. I don't have any affiliate links. I'm not trying to make any money off of you by you getting reviews from these websites. I'm just telling you, this is what I use. I will never have an affiliate link on my YouTube. I'm not one of those guys. But anyway, so how do book review websites actually work? Well, it's super, super simple. You have your book and then you have the website. I'm going to put website. On the website, you have other authors that also put their book. So you put the book on the website. Other authors put the book on the website. So then the website has a bunch of books. Now what you do is you pick one of these books, someone else's book, let's say this one. You go on Amazon, you buy it, you download it, you read it. And then after you read it, you get to leave a review on their book, on this guy's book, let's say. You just got this guy's book. You leave a review on this guy's book. And then the website says, oh, you left a review on this guy's book. Awesome. I'm going to give you 2,000 tokens. Now what you can do is say, oh, I got 2,000 tokens. Great. You're going to take these 2,000 tokens and you're going to use them to upload your book onto the website. So this guy can come in the website, download your book, leave a review, and then they get 2,000 tokens. So they can leave their book on the website. So it costs you 2,000 tokens per review. It's not exactly how much it costs you. Every book is different depending on the page length and the price and everything else. But you basically use a token system to upload your book. Other people can review your book and you review other people's books. That's the basics of how it works. And you can get a bunch of reviews this way. So I use Pobby and Get Books Reviews. Is this the best practice? I have no idea. I haven't had any problems with it yet. I know some people have had problems with it by using both of them. If you want to be super safe, just pick one. If you want to be risky, then you can go for both of them. I went for both of them. Nothing has happened yet. If anything happens, I'll tell you. But with Pobby, here's what I like to do. I like to try to be the highest token book. Why is that? Because someone that sees my book with 1,000 tokens compared to someone else that might have 3,000 tokens, well, they're probably going to pick the 3,000 token one. Because for the same amount of time, they get 3 times the amount of tokens. So when I go on these websites, I try to be the highest one. Get Books Reviews actually has something different. They have something called double daily tokens. Double daily, double something. Basically, if your book is valued at 2,000 tokens, then you can put a daily double token and then people actually get 4,000 without you having to spend the extra 2. If that doesn't make sense, that's okay. If you go on the website, you'll figure it out. But what I did is I used these 2 websites and I got 30 reviews. But here's the thing. Here's what I did different that not a lot of people are talking about. This can drastically help your business. This is one of the most valuable things I've learned on KDP. So here's the thing. This was my ebook. To use the book review websites, you just have to upload your ebook. So I uploaded my ebook and then I let it run for 30 days. During these 30 days, that's when I was going hard on Pobby and Get Books Reviews, gathering reviews, and within 30 days, I got 30 reviews. Now, if you understand how the honeymoon period works, then you know that after the 30 days, there's no honeymoon period anymore for my book or for my ebook. But guess what? Once I launch the ebook and I gather 30 reviews, I know that my book is ready for social proof. My book has social proof. And guess what happens if your book has social proof? The funnel that we talked about earlier, your SEO is fine. Well, then you have your click-through rate, and then you have your conversion rate. Your social proof increases your click-through rate, and your social proof also increases your conversion rate, because people are more likely to click on a book with 30 reviews rather than 0. And again, someone's more likely to buy a book with 30 reviews rather than 0. So my social proof helped increase my overall click-through rate and my conversion rate. So now, not only do I have an amazing book cover, I have the reviews to back it up as well. Not only do I have a good conversion rate, I have the reviews to increase it as well. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I was making for years, I was making this mistake for years until I understood how the algorithm actually works. One of the biggest mistakes I was making for years is publishing both my ebook and paperback at the same time. Now, it made sense for me all these years, but now that I realize how everything works, it makes 0 sense to publish them both at the same time. So here's what I did, and here's what I've been telling people in the community to do, and they found success with it as well. I launched my ebook, I let it run until I gather the reviews, and then as soon as I have the social proof, I like to go for the number 30. I think 30 works well. I've had clients that waited until 80 and they were able to achieve very, very low ABSRs, under 1,000 ABSR, because they were willing to delay the launch phase until they got enough social proof. But then once I gathered my 30 reviews, then I launched my paperback. Well, what happens when I launch my paperback after 30 days? Well, first of all, the reviews get transferred over. So as soon as I launch my paperback, on day 1 of me publishing my paperback, I have 30 reviews. But what else happens? the most important thing happens. I have a honeymoon period. Now, if you don't know what a honeymoon period is, I'm going to leave a video, something just popped up. If you click on that, that's going to take you to a honeymoon period video. Definitely go watch it. It's one of the most important things you can understand about KDP, especially when it comes to launching a book. But because I had the honeymoon period, and because I had social proof, and because I had an amazing funnel, everything was streamlined to get the sale. It will be very, very hard for me not to get the sale. Great, so now I just launched my book. The funnel is amazing. I have enough social proof to increase my sales, increase my click-through rate, basically increase everything, which means there's only one thing left to do, and that's to bring traffic. Now, traffic is your SEO. I already had my SEO. I was already bringing traffic, but SEO is organic traffic. It helps with ads as well, but it's organic traffic, SEO. Another way you can bring traffic is actually to run Amazon ads, and that's exactly what I did. But I wanted to be conservative, so I ran a very conservative Amazon ad structure. I ran only a few campaigns, and there was a reason for each one of these campaigns. I'm going to show you that reason and exactly the campaigns that I ran right now. So because I was launching my book, there's only two places that I wanted to show up. The first place was the search results. Now, if I wanted to show up in the search results, then I needed to target this, keywords. Whatever someone typed in here, for me to show up in the search results, I needed to target the correct keywords. That would allow me to show up in the search results. Now, the second place I wanted to show up is under the product page. So if someone searched for a keyword and they scrolled down and they clicked on number 2, then after they clicked on number 2, they're going to be taken to the book listing for this book. If you keep scrolling down, you're going to find 2 carousels right here. These carousels are sponsored products. They're Amazon ads. If I targeted this book, then I would show up in the carousels. So I could basically steal this guy's click. Someone click on this guy, but if they see me, then they can click on my book, and I just stole his click. So I wanted to show up for keywords, and I wanted to show up for products. So what did I do to show up for both of them in the most effective way possible? Well, for the keywords, I selected my top 10 to 15 keywords. I had no more than 15 keywords in one campaign, and I ran 2 campaigns. I ran a broad match campaign and a phrase match campaign. If you don't know what these are, I have other Amazon ads videos that can help you understand what these are. But I ran a broad match and a phrase match. Both of these campaigns had the exact same keywords in. It's just they had different match types. Now, I ran these at fixed bids because I wanted to make sure I was showing up where I wanted to show up, and I wanted to make sure that I can control the bid. This is for both of them. And then I also ran the ads with really high bids. Now, why would I want to run the ads for really high bids? Well, because this is a very conservative ad. There's very, very few keywords, and the few keywords that are inside are super targeted to my book. And I know my funnel is good, and I have enough social proof, so there's basically no reason for me not to make sales if I'm bringing the correct traffic to the funnel that's optimized and I have social proof. It makes 0 sense for me not to get the sale. So I'm willing to bid high. I'm betting on my book because I'm so confident it's going to work. I did not put all those hours to make the book for nothing. So I was confident in my book, but not only that, if I have high bids, guess what else I have? I have fast data. I can collect data way faster if my bids are higher. Why is that? Because if this is me right here, and for all the keywords I'm targeting, because I'm the highest bidder, I'm always showing up number 1. Well, I'm getting the most amount of clicks because I think the number 1 place, I think they get 30% of the clicks. I think it's something like that. They get a very, very high percentage of clicks compared to everything else. Number 1 gets the most amount of clicks. So if I'm getting the most amount of clicks, I'm getting the most amount of data. And I'm not just getting data, I'm getting it fast. And if I can get data fast, then I can optimize the data faster. I can see what works and what doesn't work very, very fast. Now, during the first 30 days, my book didn't really need much optimizing, to be honest. Everything just worked effortlessly. But that's because I put all the effort beforehand. The ads are just amplifying everything. Ads are not going to make your book better. Your book already has to be good. Ads just brings in more people so you can make more sales. That's it. So super high bids so I can show up higher, get clicks faster, get data faster, and get sales faster. Now, I did the exact same thing with my products. But with my products, I ran a product campaign in exact match, and I picked around 5 of my strongest competitors. That's a 5, that's not an S. Of my strongest competitors. What do I mean by this? That means if I'm selling a how to break up with your boyfriend book, and someone types in how to break up with your boyfriend, I'm picking these 5 top books if they're selling, because your competitors are the ones that are selling. I'm picking the ones that are selling on page 1 and I'm putting them in a campaign. And again, super high bid. Why? Because I want when someone clicks on the book, I want to be shown right here, number 1 on the carousel. I want to be on the first page. If you ever clicked on the carousels, if you click on this, there's more pages and more pages and more pages. I don't want anyone to have to click to see my book. I want someone to only scroll and my book is there. So it's way easier for me to get the click. So I'm bidding high to collect data faster and to show up in the correct places faster. Now, I think for my keywords, I was bidding around 180, and I think for my products around $2 a click. So this is how much I was paying for a click. Afterwards, over time, Amazon actually lowers your cost per click, depending on your conversion rate and all of that. And now my average cost per click is around 160. But I ran other campaigns afterwards as well. As soon as I got my first 250 sales, I ran an auto campaign, close match, only close match. And then I also ran a category campaign because I actually got a bestseller badge. Now, I ran a category campaign for the category that I had a bestseller badge for. Now, because my category was 100% appropriate to my book, the category campaign can get some extra sales at a very, very low ACoS. So because I was able to have an amazing funnel, everything was structured in a way that was gonna help me make sales, then I pre-planned my social proof and launched my book only when it had social proof. I used the honeymoon period along with the ads, along with the good funnel and my social proof to maximize my sales. If you want to ask me any question about this book, specifically any question, absolutely any question you want, then feel free to DM me directly in the community or put your own post to the community and I will reply to it. I answer everything. I see everything. I talk to everyone and I'm just there to help as much as possible. But anyway, if you found this video valuable, then click on the video that just popped up here. You're going to find it even more valuable than this one. It's going to show you how I was able to go from 0 to 100K using Amazon KDP. And now all you have to do is just click on it and then you'll know how to do the same. But anyway, go out there and make a bunch of money.